We're in stock south here. Let me adjust that. There you go. Boy. Yeah, a little later today, I've got to go off to work at the supermarket I work for, and I had realized. I guess I was just thinking about, gee, what time do I got to leave and all that? How long will I be working there tonight and all that? And all of a sudden, it just hit me. I haven't done I don't believe I've done a video on supermarkets in a while, and it just hit me. Actually, it hit me about a year ago. I had to get a ride into work. I rode in with my department manager. I work in a dairy section, and this I don't know. I get we may have gotten to talk, and I said, it's amazing how much stuff, how many products are in our store. He says, yeah, just the dairy alone. Think about it. I mean, our dairy shelf is well. It's I think it's a good from the I would say it's a good 6 foot shelf. Section that probably stretches. I'm guessing about 150 feet, maybe more. Maybe six. The average would probably be 6 shelves, all kept cold at a proper temperature for dairy, which is usually right around 32 or so. In that neck of the woods, and we have. I said, "Have you ever added up how many items we have?" He says, "No, I've not ever. I've never even thought of counting them all, but it's got to be quite a few." He says, "Gosh, just yogurt alone, there's got to be our yogurt our yogurt sections again a good I'd say 5 or 6 shelves and most likely stretches out about 50 feet, something like that. Heck, he says just Jello, yeah, Jello in a cup. He says, God, that's about 6 foot by six. Again, all sorts of shelves, but about 2 or 3 feet deep. Just my God, he says, I've never thought about it, but he says you're right. He says, Gosh, Doc, you're right. It's got to be. We must have about 2 or 3 tractor trailer loads of stuff on our shelf at any given time. He said, God, I said, and then I said, that's just dairy. Then you go over, the bakery's got, they've got a section probably measures 40 by 50, something like that. All different cakes and donuts and all different kinds of rolls and bread and cakes. And we got a freezer just sells ice cream cakes. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then look at gosh, all the sale hoppers we have. These are like tubs that kept refrigerated where, yeah, maybe there's chicken on sale, and then the meat department must stretch out for a good 100 feet, maybe more. Fish department, we got fish, we got a deli, and then you got produce, which God about takes up half an acre. Maybe not, I might be exaggerating a little there, and then everything in the middle, all those. All those aisles where you got the canned goods and the non-perishables. Oh my heavens! God, we got a section just for dog food just dog food, not cat food, just dog food. That must be what again 6 or 7 shelves, fairly deep and at least 50 foot long. We even got an area. We got a refrigerator for refrigerated dog food. Yeah, for the. He says you're right. And okay, so when I rode in with my manager, he had to work longer. I had a shorter shift, so I had an hour or two to kill, and I was just walking up and down the aisles, looking at this and that. I tell you, a chance to get to know the store a little. I mean, I could just sit in the. I guess I could have taken a nap up in the break room, but I don't know. It just seemed like it'd be more. And actually, I enjoyed myself. I was walking up and down. God, we got a cookie aisle. Practically any cookie you can name is there for you to buy, for you to take home to your family. You don't have to bake them. You just buy them, open up the package, and start eating. There's practically every known vegetable to mankind is in our produce department. There's wall displays of every kind of doggone nut there ever's been. There has ever been. There's an area of just hummus, hummus. Yeah, it's like I mark my words. There will be a day. I don't know when it will be. Maybe there already is one, but there'll be there'll be like you have Colonial Williamsburg. Okay, someday there will be a museum of food. It will look like it'll be touted as a restored mid 1900s supermarket from the 70s, from the 1970s, and people will be walking all through that just like, oh Shazam! Look at all this, gosh! And it's we have trucks coming in all the time dropping off product, and guys that do like me, who do nothing but get it on the shelf. I go. It's absolutely amazing, and it all has to be kept safe and cold if it's a perishable product. We have to keep an eye out for the is it getting outdated? I mean, there's a lot of tending to and working with the food, and it's funny, but you get kind of blasé about it. But when you really sit and think about it, it's something to be proud of. That especially in our country, that pretty much, even if you're kind of low on money, there is something in the store you can find that's cheap enough that you could feed your family. I mean, unless you're absolutely dead flat broke, there's something. I mean, there might be cans of tuna fish that are being sold for very, very cheap. You get that and maybe some bread, and you've got a meal for yourself or those around you. If you felt like putting on the Ritz, you saved a few bucks. You can go buy yourself a big old ham and cook that up. I mean, honestly, it is utterly amazing, and it's a relatively recent development in the history of mankind. I mean, if you lived in medieval days, you pretty much had maybe boiled oats. If you were lucky, you had boiled oats maybe for for breakfast. You may have had a piece of bread with some cheese on it for lunch, and maybe you were really swinging for supper time. There might have been some kind of stew. Maybe your wife found a carrot out in the yard, and there was I know the neighbor got a rabbit with his bow and arrow, so he had some rabbit stew, or maybe he had a hunk of fish. I mean, you think about it. It's I know I had someone describe to me the typical family fare for a family from the Middle Ages, and there wasn't much choice. It certainly wasn't much choice. You probably had about 5 things to choose from: gruel, a boiled oats, fish, and on occasion, maybe you had an animal that you caught you could eat, or salted down so it didn't spoil. Huh? Oh my gosh. To me it's amazing. And gee, I didn't even think about the pharmacy section. Pretty much any pill you might need is available with a prescription, or there's lots of beauty aids. There's all sorts of painkillers, vitamins. Oh my gosh, vitamins. Again, stretches for it stretches quite far. Snacks. Oh my God, you can't you can't name a snack the average supermarket doesn't have. And again, people there working hard to tend to it. It's really when you get right down to it, it's a new development as far as life on Earth is concerned. But maybe supermarkets maybe have been around. Whew, ones like we got now weren't around. They weren't around in the 50s when I was a kid. There was supermarkets, but they weren't that big. Now, yeesh, they are supermarkets, and again competing with one another, so it kind of keeps the prices down. And well, there you are. Gosh, you want orange juice? You used to have to squeeze it. Get yourself some oranges, and there was these things you'd mush the orange. And you're lucky if an orange might give you a quarter of a cup of juice. Not anymore. My God, we got juice. Oh man, and soda and all that. My God, ice cream, frozen food. Huh? Oh my God, you just can't imagine, friends. Yeah, we're pretty lucky. You get right down to it. Anyway, I'm not telling you to go out and kiss your grocery clerk, but doggone, you might want to say, "Hey, good job," because I'm telling you, it's no picnic working in such a place. I find it fun, but the still it's hard work. At the end of the day, you're whooped, and everybody's fed. I don't know. I kind of dig it. Anyway, I'll see you later, friends. God bless, and see you later.